Hey you guys, today's video is going to be a tutorial on the look that I'm wearing today. I had a couple people in one of my recent videos ask if I could use the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette for like a holiday inspired makeup look, and I thought that was a great idea because I haven't used this in a video in probably like over a year. I think I've only done one, maybe two videos using this, but I haven't even touched this in a really long time, so I thought that was a good idea, so thank you for suggesting that. So yeah, that's the palette that I used today, and I wanted to do something that was kind of like a Christmas/holiday look, but also something that could be worn like day to day too. So this is kind of more of a neutral look, but anyways, I'm just gonna hop right into it. I hope you guys like it. Let's do it. Okay, so for foundation, I'm gonna be mixing my Revlon Color Stay. This is in 150 Buff, and then my Estee Lauder Double Wear in 1N1 Ivory Nude. I used to use this combination all the time when I first got this, like a year or two ago. Is it really that old? These are really long wearing foundations, so mixing the two of them together, it's pretty magical. So I'm just gonna dot it all over my face. I just mixed it on the back of my hand. Then I'm just gonna use a beauty, oh my god, I can never say this. I'm just gonna use the Beauty Blender to blend everything out. With these more full coverage foundations, I really like to just go in with a Beauty Blender just because it kind of helps to sheer it out. But if you do like that super full coverage, then you can just go ahead and use a brush and it'll give you a little more coverage than using this. Okay, so once I have my foundation on, I'm just going to take my Anastasia 0.5 concealer. I'm going to take this on one of these tiny little concealer brushes, and I'm just going to start placing this underneath my eye, and then I'll blend it out with the sponge afterwards. And then I always just like to run the sponge over my eyelids with the excess concealer and just prime my lids for the eyeshadow. Okay, I'm also going to apply just a little bit on my forehead, and just a tiny amount down my nose, and on my chin. Okay, I don't think I need to spot conceal too much, but I'm going to go in with this NYX concealer palette, and I'm going to take a mix of these two up here and just go over some areas that I need to, like this asshole up here. It's like in the most inconvenient spot ever. Okay, so to set my under eye area, I'm actually going to go in with something new. It is the Ofra Cosmetics Banana Powder, and I don't know if it's like new for them, but it's new for me. I've never tried it before. It's just one of their refillable pans, so it's just a kind of light yellow powder. So I'm just going to take some on my Beauty Blender and just set that under eye area. I think that this would look a little bit more flattering on people with darker skin tone. It would give more of like a lightening effect or brightening effect under the eyes. Since I'm pretty pale, this doesn't really like give me that highlighted effect. It kind of just matches my skin tone. I'm just going to go over this really quick with the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder because it was just not light enough for me, and I just can't go without using this. So I also like to take a bit of this on a brush and just kind of go over wherever I'm going to be contouring, because it really helps to contour with powder over a powder rather than on top of like kind of slightly wet foundation still. So I just do this so it doesn't get all muddy looking. Okay, so for contouring I'm going to be using my NYX Taupe blush, and I'm taking this on the Smith 112 brush. I really like using this brush for contouring. I never used to use it too much for this before, but I just feel like it really blends it out and it just kind of helps it not look so harsh. I'm going to be using one of my favorite new highlighters, which is the Anastasia Starlight, I believe. Yes, and I'm going to use the Eve Pearl fan brush. And I'm just going to dust this a little bit on my cheekbones and my nose and on my Cupid's bow and just a little bit on my forehead. Okay, so for blush, I think I'm going to use this blush by Sigma. It's called Heavenly. It's kind of just a really nice mix between like a peach and a pink. And I'm going to take this on the Smith 118. Okay, so I always like to move on to brows before I do my eyes, so I'm going to take the NYX Espresso Tinted Brow Mascara. This is probably my favorite drugstore eyebrow product. The tail of my eyebrow is finally growing back. I'm so happy, but I don't know why. At the same time, I kind of want to shave it off again. So I'm just going to apply it like that, and I didn't really apply any to the inner corner because I'm going to go in with a different product there. Alright, now I'm going to take Anastasia Dip Brow in Taupe, which is obviously a much lighter color, and I'm just going to take this on the Anastasia, I think this is the number 12 brow brush with a little spoolie on. Did you see that? Right when I was about to say it has a spoolie on the end, it broke off. What the hell? God, give me a break. So I'm just going to run this through the front part of my brow. I'm just going to apply a really super light amount, and I'm going to kind of blend it into that brow mascara too, so it's not as dark and it just helps lighten it up a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the eyes, and I'm going to be using my Chocolate Bar palette. And since I already primed my eyes with that concealer, I don't have to put any primer on, but I'm just going to take this light yellow kind of skin colored base color, and I'm just going to dust this all over my lids. This is going to be the base color so that all of the other eyeshadows blend over the top of it pretty easily. Then I'm just going to go into this light tannish color, and I'm just going to use this as a really light wash of color throughout the crease. I'm not going to do anything super dramatic, but I just want to kind of define that crease and give it a little more dimension. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the lid color, and I'm going to take this kind of light champagne-y brown shimmery color, and I'm just going to take this on a flat brush. I'm just going to start patting this all over the lid. And I like to apply a second layer with my finger just because I feel like this helps to make the color a little more opaque. Now I'm going to take this light kind of lavender silvery tone. I'm just going to take this on the same brush and just apply it to the first half or so of the lid. I don't know if this makes a huge difference on camera or anything, but in person it just kind of gives your lid a nice two-toned look. I'm going to take those same two shades and apply them underneath my lower lash line. Pretty much going to do the same placement as I did on my lid. So the outer half of the lower lash line I'm going to do in that darker champagne color, and then the inner half I'm going to do in that lavender color. Now I'm going to take this darker brown color, and I'm just going to apply this in the outer corner of my eye. I'm not going to do like a super harsh V or anything like that. I'm just going to take it on a small fluffy brush, and I'm just going to place it in that outer corner and kind of buff it in circular motions to just try to blend it into the lid and the crease a little bit. So I'm just going to take that same color and just apply it underneath my lower lash line like the previous two. I'm just going to focus this one on the outer third or so of my eye though, basically just so it mimics the upper lid. So you can leave it like this if you want, but I just wanted a little bit more sparkle on my lid, so I'm going to go in with my Lit Cosmetics Beach Baby Glitter in the size 2. I like the size 2 because it's a little bit smaller, so it doesn't really necessarily look like just chunks of glitter on your eyelid. It kind of looks a little bit more almost like pigment size, but just a tad bit bigger still. This is just a really nice light browny gold color, and I'm just going to apply this with the Lit Cosmetics Glitter Adhesive on my lid. So basically I'm just going to get a really light amount of that glitter adhesive on my finger, and I'm just going to pat my finger on my lid wherever I want the glitter to go. So I'm just going to do that really lightly. And then I'm just going to apply that on my lid using that brush. The reason I'm not just dipping the brush into the glue and then dipping the glue brush into the glitter and then putting it on my lid is because I don't want like opaque glitter. I just want it to kind of be a little bit see-through so you can still see the eyeshadow underneath it. And if you get some fallout, you can just sweep it away with a brush. No big deal. Alright, I'm not going to do a brow or inner corner highlight today, so I'm just going to move on to my eyeliner, and I'm going to be using the Kat Von D Trooper Ink Liner. And I'm going to do a wing today, but I'm going to do it a little bit differently than I usually do, so I'm going to make my eyeliner look a little bit elongated, if that makes sense. So I'm going to do the wing as I usually do, but I'm going to make it way thicker towards the outer half than the inner half. So I'm going to make the inner half pretty thin, like basically just not any thicker than one sweep of that brush. And then I'm just going to thicken it up as it gets toward the wing. Then I'm going to take this Endless Silky Eye Pen by Pixie Beauty. It's in the color Black Cocoa. I'm just going to run this along my waterline, and the reason that I don't use a black for this is because I feel like that's way too harsh on my skin tone and it just makes me look kind of crazy. So I just like to use dark browns instead. So this mascara makes my lashes look pretty good on their own, but I want to wear some false lashes, so I'm going to take these Man-Eater style lashes, and this is by a new lash company called Black Magic Lashes. And I'm just applying these with tweezers, so I like to place them in the middle first, and then once I know that the middle is secure, I like to take the tweezers and kind of place the outer corner of the lash to the outer part of my eye, and then go into the inner corner and do the same thing. And then once that is all in place, I just like to kind of go along and squeeze the tweezers so that my real lashes and my fake lashes kind of get squeezed together. Okay, now it's time to move on to the lips, and I'm going to outline my lips and fill them in with NYX Peekaboo Neutral. It's kind of just like a nice nude pink. So now I'm going to go in with my NYX Liquid Suede in the color Soft Spoken. And then I'm actually going to go in with just a little bit of Pure Hollywood by Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's just a really light nude, and I'm just going to dab this in the center of my lip and blend it out with my finger. And I'm going to do the same to the top one as well. I feel like red lips would look really good with this too, so if you want to do red lips, then just Do your thing, girl. Alright guys, so that's it for the finished look. I hope you liked this one today. Like I said, I feel like you could wear this for Christmas or New Year's or just whatever. I'll have everything that I used listed down in the description box. Anyways, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.